Hi, this reading is for Myra. Myra, thank you so much for choosing me to do your reading today. So let's jump right into it. So in this first card, what I'm going to talk about is currently where you're at with things. I feel like you're kind of out of touch with your inner child at this point. What this seems to me to have to do a lot with is that you've taken on a lot of responsibilities lately. It's like you're more focused on adulting and the tasks that come along with that. There's also this feeling like you're kind of thinking about someone from your past. You may, have those little reminiscent feelings or those feelings of, just wondering, what life would have been like if that had worked out with them. It definitely feels like there was a love connection with this person at some point. But overall, right now, I do feel like you're in a fairly stable place. Maybe taking on a little bit too much at times, but that overall things are going okay for you. This next card represents the challenges. And like I said, I don't feel like you have some really intense challenges going on. I feel like you are struggling to kind of put something into motion. You have a plan or a goal, something you're trying to reach that you're trying to have happen, and you're not quite there yet. You've put the plans into action, but you're not seeing the results that you want. And I don't feel like you were fully prepared that there was going to be challenges attached to this. So what it feels like when you want something and you expect that it's going to happen quickly, but it's taking a while longer to have happen. And so you're getting a little frustrated. I hope that makes sense. Consciously, again, I feel like life is feeling pretty stable for you and you're aware of that. You've put a lot of these doubts and insecurities that you once had about yourself and what you're capable of far behind you at this point. Whatever problems that are popping up, it does seem like you have confidence and maturity to address them and handle them. And that's a fairly new skill that you've developed over, the recent couple years. But you're at a place where you've got this, you finally got this, and you're okay in taking on the responsibility of that. Again, it's that confidence and maturity that you've worked really hard to grow out. Not a lot of things at this point really tip you. You're balanced and you're secure in that balance, and you're not too worried about your future or things that are going on around you on a serious level. You feel fairly confident in everything. Now, subconsciously, and this is your inner self, you might not be aware that sometimes really good things that we want to have happen take some patience to get there. And I know you're really excited to reach this new goal that you set for yourself, but sometimes the universe, it kind of like puts things on hold, and that can be incredibly frustrating. And when they do that, I feel like it's really important that you take the time to remember that the universe has divine timing. So while it might not be happening in Myra time and in the way that you would want to see it happen, it's happening in the way that it's meant to. So just kind of surrender to this pause that the universe has put on this. Hold peace in your heart about this, and trust that source, God is going to deliver this, but God's going to deliver it in just the right time, in the time that it's intended to happen. Now, as far as your recent past, It does seem like recently you were, planning things out, putting things in place towards this future and the way you wanted to have this future play out and to have the things happen that you want to have happen. You're really excited, about the possibilities and just kind of knowing you're creating the life that you want. Because you really did go through this transition from girl to woman. And it wasn't all that long ago, even though at the age that you're at, it feels like a lifetime ago. But now you're in this place where you're making your own decisions and you're getting to decide on big things and you're getting to decide on little things. I'm at the grocery store and this is what I'm putting in my carriage and this is what I'm buying and this is when I'm going to pay this bill or this is the job that I'm going to do. You're getting to decide some major things in life now. And that comes with a lot of joy and a lot of excitement, as that happened for you. So it seems like in your recent past, you really took this step in this transition into adulting. Now, as far as your near future, I feel like, Mayra, you're going to become more aware. You're going to really start to step into your own intuition. You're going to start to realize that the world is not always what it seems, and the stories we're told and the dialogue we're given as children describes a very different place than the reality of things are. There's always bigger influences at play in everything, and I feel like you're going to start to take note and realize some of that. Again, I just feel like you're really coming into this period where you're going to start to awaken into your own intuition. Call it psychic ability, call it intuitiveness, call it whatever you want. But I do feel like you're going to really feel answers. You're going to start to have questions answered. And the answers are going to be in your mind. You're just going to suddenly know things. You're going to understand things. And you're not going to have a clear explanation for how you came up with the correct answer or the correct solution, but it's just going to suddenly be there. And when that happens, it's coming from a few different places. One, of course, it's coming from source, it's coming from God. Two, your spirit guide is constantly talking to you. And that other voice in your head that is coming out with these answers, a lot of times is your spirit guide talking directly through you. And so you're going to really develop this communication where you're going to understand just so much more about life, your life, and things around you because you're going to open this channel for yourself. You're also going to start to feel a deeper empathy for people around you. I feel like you are already an empath and you already have this ability. You have this very nurturing nature about you already. And this is going to just continue to increase. So you're going to feel what others are feeling more intensely. And you're going to want to nurture them. And you're going to just be filled with this maternal love more so than you've ever been yet in your life. As far as advice for you, I know that you're pursuing something passionately and you're doing everything that you can to make this happen. You've also taken on just a ton of responsibility all at once, it feels like. And, you're literally rushing from one thing to another, trying to get all these things done. And my advice, Spirit's advice, is to slow it down. It's okay to slow it down. You have plenty of time. And whatever this rush panic mode that you're feeling, it's not real. You have time. You can pace yourself with this. You definitely do not need to accomplish this right now. And just kind of allow yourself time to think about this decision and what's best for you in the long term. So while it might feel right now, is this going to be more than you can feasibly take on? down the road. So as far as people go, there's something going on with someone where there is this very hard time making a decision. It's a stuck feeling, and this feeling of stuck is making the situation way, way worse. It's like there's not all the information, and without the information, it's not making this decision any easier for them or for you. They're not willing to see other people's sides exactly in this, so they can't even begin to think about compromise because they're just blinded to the situation. They're not seeing the full picture of it. As far as your hopes and fears, you've worked really, really hard to gain some independence. You've got freedom, and it's over your own life, and that's super exciting. So the idea in your mind of having somebody else step in trying to call the shots or make decisions about things that you want, or taking back that power from you, that's a really big fear that you have. You would be really resentful of somebody who would step in and try to do this. But at the same time, while you are enjoying that freedom and enjoying that power, you do kind of shy away from being the first one to call the shot or to be the leader. So that puts, your partner in kind of a precarious situation, because if they were to call the shot, then you're going to feel like, oh, power was taken from me. And if they don't, then you're not always willing to jump in and be the one to kind of lead on that. So your hope within a relationship is definitely that there's going to be this equal partnership, where you take care of each other, you take care of the responsibilities, you take care of decision making together, and you together plan and build this stable future. Now, as far as an outcome card possible, if you stay on the path that you're at, I do feel like you're going to continue to work hard towards the things that you want in life. I don't see you giving up. You seem like you have this little bit of stubborn streak in you, which is a good thing. It's just that things take time. They take time to happen, and no need to change what you're doing, because you're doing the right things. You definitely are. It's just a matter of you being patient and just allowing it to happen in its own time, in its own way. Definitely keep going with the flow of what life is offering you. I know that your usual routines and things that we do day to day, it can get dull, it can get boring. You want to see change happen. You want to be towards your goal quicker and faster, but you're on the right path. As far as children, what I see for you, because I know children and having a son was your question that was passed along to me. I see your firstborn being a daughter. So if you do not already have a daughter or daughters, I see your first one a daughter. I feel like you may also have a second daughter. So if you already have a daughter, you're going to have another daughter, and then you're going to have your son. If you have no children, daughter, son. So 3 is what I'm seeing for you. If you choose to have 3, again, that's free will. It feels like, as far as partnership goes, if you're already in a relationship and this is the father, future, father of your children, I feel like this person is going to be long lasting. I'm talking about into, old age type partnership. I don't see you, I feel like in your younger years, which weren't that long ago, that, you kind of hopped around a little bit, but I do see you really settling down on a serious level. And I feel like once those marriage bells ring for you and you've been down the aisle, I don't know if that's happened yet or not, but this is the one. I don't see divorce. I don't see separation. I feel like your person that you've picked, they have similar personality traits to whoever was your father figure growing up. So if that was your actual father, or it was your grandfather who was your father figure, or stepfather, whoever was your father figure, that the partner that you're going to be with into old age has very similar personality traits to the person who raised you. I hope that your reading makes sense for you. I look forward to your feedback and any questions that you have. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.